Vincent are definitely looking forward to. They get the Eve, they get the Beatrix.
Eve and Beatrix.
What season is it?
I know, I'm like,
Season
wait a second.
8? Season 9?
Season 9, Season 10?
That's dangerous though. All that slow. The real world manipulation that can potentially lock Skylar down, zone him from a fight, and
Big
of course,
issue.
anyone that gets initially engaged on is vulnerable to just getting bursted by the Beatrix.
And that's where the Matilda comes to play, right? To be able to weave in, weave out of the resources that Rebellion have to offer. But yes, the Yuzong does get picked up as well from RRQ.
Have we seen Dawn on the Yuzong?
No,
Dawn
I don't
on
think
the
so.
Yuzong, no.
We've seen Banana on the Yuzong, so
Yes.
first time debut pick for Yuzong. As a person who plays the Paquito and the Beatrix, I will have to say, I hate the Yuzong. So that says a lot about that pick. That last pick is really, really good for RRQ. If Don plays it well, it might just be a 2-0.
And he has been performing rather well lately.
In form.
Especially when he gets those playmaking, aggressive heroes. It's almost like a less proven version of Luke.
Oh. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Kings of Kings. They want to climb out of the red zone. They want to prove that they will not go down. Can they look for a 2-0 against the Blue Bulls, who have had the audacity to challenge them, to deny them that playoff spot? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the land of Dawn, RRQ, and Rebellion Esports.
Audi TZ. It's now or never for him to try to walk the walk after talking the talk, taunting and stating a whole lot of spicy things.
Looking at the battle spells, Irad actually retreat earlier here. He's trying to chase for a faster clear as much as possible. This mid lane though is where it gets interesting, man. Clay, great Eve player, but also great with the Valentina. He can match the real world manipulation, but he has options right now. If you look at the emblem, Skylar has a tenacity. For once, he knows that he is going to be in the hot zone. And D is the one with the weapon mastery. So no Master Assassin from Skylar either.
Skylar QC.
He wants to know that he can survive as much as possible. It is going to be the QC, so he will be having a lot more mobility.
Already forced a flicker early on. Irad, with that early retry, has gotten quite a bit of value. Really, really good value.
It's very interesting though to see the gold lane with the Beatrix having a little bit more to say. Was it because of the presence of Audi, or does Beatrix have a better lane against carry?
He actually does. The fact that you outrange and you can hit pretty far away, and you can also dash away from that first skill. His first skill and the basic attacks are the way to win as a carry.
You want to go for short engagements and win out the trade by maybe proccing your passive once and then backing out. Skylar is just playing the lane pretty okay right now, but you have to remember, it all is slow until Audi TZ gets to level 4, and then that global presence really starts showing up. And with how RRQ has been playing, how they've sometimes left Skylar to his own devices, he is not completely safe, and he does not have a Purify.
That's a level 4 for Cars, not yet for Sway Low. Irad actually jumps in deep, dealing a whole lot of damage onto Cars, who doesn't look like he has the regen, but now he does pop it in. Vincent first on this turtle, but Sway Low is not level 4. He was zoned away earlier by Clay, and now Vincent actually jumps in on the Clay, looking for the taunt, looking for the fight. Audi doesn't even have the shortcut, not just yet. The Black Dragon form is going to be used up to zone Vincent away, and that is Irad, who will be able to pick up the first turtle for free.
I mean, at that point, Irad was already a level ahead of Vincent anyway, but the real-world manipulation actually gets opened up.
Oh! Oh!
By Clay!
Solo kill! You pick the Eve against the man who has the highest win rate on the Eve.
Deaden from Bogor, making a statement once more. On the top side, D tried to match that playmaking attempt, but Skylar is just too clean with it. RRQ take the first small victory, baby steps in the right direction.
600, almost a 700 gold lead in the first few minutes of the game. They also take the audience prediction, 92% as compared to 8% for the Blue Bulls.
For now, both teams is scouting around, but Audi, see what he can do on this chip. He is level 4, so we are completely expecting some kind of portal play.
Good escape, escaping from the Petrify of Don, and getting back to lane. Ooh.
Portal play. He's going to the bottom side, looking for a gank maybe onto the Yuzong, trying to shut him down.
Well, you know the Dawn does not have the Petrify, so there's a layer of safety there. And the laning phase, though, you can see at least that D and JL are equal, but look at this play.
A full gank, and that's 4 members. Cars knocks him out. That's a pick off. Back to level on the board.
The fact that like the turret, the portal actually takes the aggro of the turret, that's a great move, but look at RRQ's immediate reaction. They might come out on top right here as Irad going for a dive.
Irad's doing a whole lot of damage, and Brusco comes in. Skylar wants to get the kill, but D, well played, gets out of the 3-man gank up top.
But either or, in that mid lane, Skylar munched on a lot of gold there. It's like a risky fallout you'd expect, but Vincent goes in.
Uh-oh, full lockdown. He's not even able to flicker out of that. RBL charging through.
All right, 12 seconds for Clay to spawn out. Rebellion gonna utilize this time to go for the neutral objective. D gonna get Skylar caught quite low. Doesn't necessarily have the amount of time to be able to chunk down that gold shield turret. But here it is, Rebellion with a better setup on the neutral objective.
Irad's still looking for a possible engagement, cancelled out by RDTZ, and Cars even gets a knockout strike to stop Don from doing anything.
It's a great set of strategies from Rebellion to just take out Clay from the picture before the neutral objective is up. That allowed them to get a relatively easy, uncontested turtle. But look at this, Audi.
Oh! So good escape, and now it's a full-on dive on the Skylar. Vincent's gonna be taking the aggro right now. That's a good cancel on the Nibiru's Passion. Skylar still alone now, taken out by Sway Low. Vincent will be traded back now. Audi caught in no man's land. Real world manipulation into the midst of it all. Brusco gonna get caught in the immobility field. Irad gets shot down once by the runner Apathy, and a knockout strike with the jab. Finds another. D locked down by the Petrify of Dawn. He goes back to the Wesker, but he will not be able to find another trade. It is 3 for the price of 2.
3 for the price of 2, but Skylar does get shut down there. That is great value for Rebellion, and they're making great use of this Yi, but look at that. Play!
Whoa.
RWM back onto RBL, forcing 2 big flickers from the Chip and the Yi.
That's a lot of passion from both of these teams. They're going at each other with big aggression on all fronts. The 3-4-2 trade, like you mentioned earlier on, still Rebellion with a 1,500 gold lead. And it looks like D's damage is ramping up. There you go, BOD.
And he also a lot more space here to actually do the damage. He has more range compared to Skylar on the carry. So until a full blown out fight really happens, for the most part, I think D will be able to actually deal a bit more damage compared to Skylar. Only the BOD, it's gonna be a while before he can really one-shot, but look at Cars, just trying to, again, make sure that he has influence in the game and he has enough items and damage to be a significant threat.
This Paquito is really underrated, man. The fact that they picked in the first phase shows you how comfortable he is on it. 3-0-1.
Going with a Hunter Strike as well, he can add more damage onto it after. Now Brusco is in the bottom side, but everyone else already rotating to the turtle side except for Skylar.
Melfic Roar, by the way,
Yeah.
for Cars.
Very aggressive, a lot of damage. Penetration right before this next neutral objective. Dance between both of these junglers. Irad is a level below.
Black Dragon form used up as Clay pops into real world inflation as well. Vincent looking for the angle. And Don actually does go for it there. Fraser's path. And Vincent finds the red tree. Circling Eagle to the back as Cars goes in for the knockout strike and displaces Don, but is not able to find that kill just yet. Only Vincent traded for the neutral objective. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, that's a shot from the Renner's Apathy, I believe, of D. In a 1v1, Skylar forced back. Very low, but Irad is rotating down as well. Has the shield unity. RDTZ catches him in his rotation and stops any possible trade. But meanwhile, Cars boxing the turret.
He's keeping busy. He's looking for the trades. He's not standing idly by. If he's not being a nuisance in the team fights, he's focusing on these minions, giving more pressure for Rebellion to work with. But that damage again on Skylar.
It's definitely nothing to sneeze at, but look at Irad.
Look at Cars.
Bit of a drive-by, but Cars, again, with all the space available, with the portals, to really facilitate his participation
2,000 gold lead!
in big team fights. He can do whatever he wants, and he can be there for the decisive moments of this game. RRQ now struggling to match that pressure coming in from the Chips portals. And Sway Low with the Ice Queen's wand, by the way, is part of the reason why RRQ are just struggling to really move around in these fights as reliably as they would like.
I'm still in awe. 2,000 gold lead, what?
And 2 levels ahead of his competition. Don on the Yu Zhong too.
He really hasn't been able to get a lot of big kills, a lot of snowballing potential on the Yu Zhong, despite the fact that RRQ have been going for a lot of these objective fights off the back of that Black Dragon form.
We have a game fact here by GoPay. Since his debut in MPL ID Season 10, Eve has been the most picked hero for Sway Low with 35 picks and a win rate of 57%. And finally, he's back on it. So far, sitting at a 1-1-4. We do see the potential that it has. It did work out for him earlier on in that team fight. Now he's picking up the NOD.
Wants to make sure that he can apply that shielding reduction, knowing that he's up against a Mathilda for sure. Now with the turret going down, are Rebellion gonna go for an immediate trade? No, it's a portal play!
Guiding window. Wow, beautifully done by Brusco. Gets Skylar out. And Skylar had to commit a flicker, but RBL have the portal set up towards the top lane. Circling Eagle, used up by Brusco. Another ultimate. But look at Cars. Proxying the wave, getting the Heptaseas as well. He might be looking for a flank. RRQ holding on to this neutral objective, actually going for the burst down, going for the commitment. Black Dragon form as well. Now scouting, looking for a possible engagement, and looks for the flank in the back line, but is not able to find it. Cars also in the flank, not going to go for any further enhanced initiation. Plays caught off guard. Will be able to escape.
Ooh, that was a clean objective take by RRQ.
Quite a nerve-wracking situation, going 50-50 there. RRQ, they get it. Now they're going for an aggressive play. What? Whoa, Brusco!
No, he's just flying by, man.
Scouting for information, that is one of the ways you can use the Mathilda pick. But now with the empowered waves, but with Cars hiding here, this is a very familiar sight, by the way.
Oh, does he have enough damage? If Skylar walks up, can he actually one-tap him like he did Bunny in the first leg? Caught on the RWM, force a flicker out. Audi now caught on the RWM. And will just take the damage. Oh, Nibiru's Passion takes on very low. Vincent, leave to re-engage. Now with Red Tree and onto Irad, but the guiding wind. Brusco, what a savior.
HP bars for the side of RRQ are still relatively healthy right here. They can pressure Rebellion away and try and get some more damage onto this turret. But Rebellion are too quick with it, and Cars is just too annoying for them to leave alone.
2v1, Cars with a flicker. Now the Black Dragon form committed.
Ooh.
Skylar walking as well up top. How are we going to escape from this one, Cars? He goes in with a skill 1, another one to get a little bit more shielding. Knockout strike 2. So many members sent up top, but Audi he might just be able to look for a re-engage. He puts the portal down. They look for Skylar. Cars has baited RRQ and even survives RBL. They charge with Cars as the Matador.
They have to be careful. They have to remember that in a 1v1, it's never a 1v1 when Chip is present. That was wonderfully played by the Blue Bulls to bait out RRQ. With Skylar and Irad off the board, Rebellion can push the tempo once again, being able to take these turrets one by one as they're falling down like flies. Here's the siege coming through.
Brusco gunned down the circling eagle, shot down from the skies.
That's the burst potential from Rebellion, man. Paquito with a Heptaseas and a Hunter Strike and the Beatrix. We haven't seen it in a long time, but walking up like that when you're not a full tank frontliner was never allowed against a Beatrix. RRQ are reminded why.
What a play! Rebellion 4.9, 5k gold lead against the Kings of Kings in this 13th minute. And it's so difficult, right? Because you do want to punish Cars. You do want to stop him from taking these objectives under your nose when you're looking for the proper setup. With Cars always just constantly split pushing and taking these turrets, it must be a problem. How do they deal with it if they can't even go and capitalize over Cars if Chip is present? Do they go for Chip first? But even so, how do they even find Chip in the first place?
I think mainly for RRQ, it's also the fact that they can't really go for catches. If that last engagement, if you can call it that, with Cars wasn't enough of evidence, even if they do find someone out of position, they can't really go for a very decisive catch unless they use something like a Matilda. But look at Chip. ODTZ canceling the guiding win.
All the way now, Irad will be the sacrificial lamb to save Skylar. Now the re-engage with the real room ablation and the petrify from Don in the back. D with an nature, flickering out to the real room ablation. It's Don! Gets a three-man knockup! But now the kite back from the side of RBL. Car still at full HP. Clay getting a big splash of damage onto the Eve as ODTZ pops to conceal defensively. 2 for 1. RRQ with another winning skirmish.
Impeccable adaptations coming in from RRQ, the Kings of Kings. That play, that sacrificial play by Dawn, won them that team fight, being able to take D out of the board. That lack of damage was just the cherry on top of a beautiful play. And now this is going to be a free Lord for RRQ, turning things completely around.
Fortunate for RRQ as well, that bottom side turret barely survived the minion waves that were set up by Cars. But with this Lord, a lot stronger than the previous one, they have to try and find something decisive here. They can't allow Rebellion to use all their burst damage, clear the Lord without being punished for it somehow when their cooldowns are down. But Cars, a 3k gold ahead with the Sea Halberd as well as the Rose Gold. He is just fully geared for the next engagement. He's an assassin, man. He is not a frontliner at all.
Looking at the real-time victory rate here, 67% for Rebellion. Brusco. That was close. He was taking a lot of damage, but this Lord is going to be marching in the mid side. RRQ looking to get more out of it.
Slowly but surely, RBL are dealing with it properly. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Cars again going to be initiated on by Brusco. No Circling Eagle pops in a guiding wind, gets out the safety with that big shield. 1 tier 2 in the mid lane.
Despite getting the Lord, they only managed to, I guess, alleviate 1k gold difference and only get 1 turret so far. Brusco gets jumped on.
Just a bit though, has the guiding wind, has the blood wings too. Clay, Divine Glaive.
At this point, Clay definitely has some more items, so he is not someone that can be ignored. We said in the winning conditions for RRQ, you have to make sure that someone else can be a big problem aside from Skylar. And for now, with 5 items completed, including the Divine Glaive, as you mentioned, and the blood wings, Clay can definitely do a lot of damage. And if D isn't careful, his Wind of Nature doesn't protect against magical damage.
Now Rebellion looking for another play. We are going to take a look at the replay here presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy.
Yep. Such a good play by Rad.
Standing there. Afterwards, an immediate just chase back. And with the slows they have and all the gap closers, and Dawn landing that incredible furious dive. As you mentioned, if they can make sure that Rebellion can stay in place for Skylar to just start shredding them down, that is part of their win condition with this composition. But we have to see. It only takes one good photo play to seal the fate of Skylar. The opposite isn't true at all. So Rebellion have all the chances here. RRQ are the ones that cannot afford to make a mistake.
For sure. It's very tedious to detail for both of these teams, honestly, with how they play this next few. Clay going to be able to get the real world manipulation, so that's definitely something that they can use in their kit to out damage Rebellion and have a little bit more to say when it comes down to rage. Vincent opening up the map, and here it is, right? Finally, both these junglers are at level 15. I'm curious to see how they're going to be opening up the Lord Dance. The Lord Dance is going to be very interesting. Will Cars once again look for a play in the bottom side with the far lane to have a little bit more of a macro presence to put RRQ, forcing RRQ to handle that bottom side lane? Because that's definitely something that they can play with, and that's what they do. Clay is forced to go for the recall here. Odrix doesn't.
Vincent holds it. That's why he can't. He needs to hold his ground. But look at Cars. Look at Cars. Remember what happened to Onyx? It was Cars on the Paquito. The wave is slow pushing, and that will be a base turret taken down. That's one.
Man, tough situation here. The macro presence coming in from Rebellion. It's not just the Paquito, it's the chip as well. Portal comes in.
Right as the Yuzong recalls. Vincent is here. Cars is here too.
Oh,
Can they blitz it?
Cars is back towards the bottom lane. Yuzong will leave the lane open. Fraser's Wrath. But Yuzong will go back to the lane. He reads out something is off. Rebellion, though, will use this advantage. Cars straight at it. Yuzong Don will have to go back to the middle lane. And it's a full clear once again for Cars.
This is a problem. They need Dawn in these team fights. They need Dawn to be able to take D out. Without him, who's going to be able to do that job?
Look at Brusco and Skylar. This might be the pinch angle to find a flank. Oh! Good read by RBL, though, occupying that bush. But look at Skylar still. No, he gets out.
Oh, you do get concerned if he's gonna run face first into Cars. But I guess he's a bit too careful for that. Rebellion now just playing the patient game so well. But Clay, he's doing some damage to Vincent, man, forcing him away. But that's the IMU already expended.
And it gets resetted, the Lord. This is tough without that resource. They need it out easy though.
Skylar is in the base. This is the right time to go and call the shot. Black Dragon Form used up. Shortcut already there as well. Look at Cars, look at Cars, look at Cars. They go in for the all-in, but look at Cars again! He's gonna do it. He did it to the Sky Kings. He's about to do it to the Kings of Kings. Clay and Brusco recalling back as D will be taken down, but Don will fall as well. Onitizi is falling as well. Now Cars in a 2v1 situation.
Oh, no way.
Winner truncheon by Clay to buy some time. Cars versus Brusco and Clay. They will be able to clear it out, but Vincent is still on the Lord right now with Skylar going back. Do they have what it takes to do it? RRQ, amazing response.
D is dead. D is gone. Audi TZ is gone. They have the man advantage if they do want to press forward, but they still have to beware of Cars.
You bring the carry with you, and you can shred him down. That's a shield unity connecting onto Vincent, and that should be one last hit. Skylar finds it. Oh! The flicker forward! Real world inflation. Skylar! There's the wave! The wave set up for RRQ's success. The coup all in the hands of Cars now. Over the nature used up. Cars with a knockout strike. Not enough to take the Kings of Kings down.
We will not go down. After everything that RRQ has faced this season, that poster, that statement,